Hello everybody, welcome back to the layout. I'm here with a re-recorded layout update, just to tie everything together and not make it so choppy. I've been trying to record more videos, but anyway. So over here on the left hand side of the layout, as I call it, I've done scenery starting here. I've taken some static grass mat and put in some fine turf and some glue and some bushes and some trees to make that area look very pretty, and then it's continued all the way back here. I have the ballast mostly glued down, and then coming over here behind the car dealership, more scenery with the static grass mat cut to fit, and then I have this aluminum guardrail with the individually painted and installed wood posts and the gravel. That's supposed to be the ballast to hold it up. So we got scenery up down here and up here. The old backdrop from the last layout's here, at least temporarily. I'm gonna need to get a new one if I use this. This ended up being near the wall over there, and we had to get the siding replaced because water was coming in, so that got moldy. So I just cut that off and plopped all that right there. And then coming over here, I have actually installed the bridge. There's two, I don't know what you call it, little bridges that are custom made with some scale lumber and styrene. If you can kind of see right there. And then I painted the bridge, the Walters Bridge I got for my last layout that I never used. I painted that black, got it all re-glued down. Trains now operate over it much better than they used to, because all the track is soldered and it's properly glued down. And then this was already Swiss cheese, so I just planted some trees for the time being before I do any actual scenery. So that's what that scene looks like right there. Spinning around on over here, we have nothing super new scenery-wise over here, but I have been working on the control system for layout. As you may know, I have the NCE Switch 8 Mark II, as they call it, which includes the optional button board. So what I'm doing is I'm finally getting around to adding local toggle control of the switches. I love operating the switches with the power cab, but I'm lazy and I would just like to have to, oops, I broke it, flip some toggle switches to throw the switches. So since it's already coming out, I'll show you what it looks like. Obviously it's not secured, but here's the button board. It has 3 wires that go to the Switch 8 Mark II coming out of the top into their own hole, and then I have the toggle switches using some Cat5 cable, some of the pairs of wires that go down to the respective toggle switches. And then the way I have it set up is there is more than 8, as you can tell. So I have these two 107 and 108 to the Switch IT, which is right over here, to toggle those 2 switches. And you can kind of see this is the diagram with the switch numbers, and then the way I did this is, should I ever want to change out the diagram, I don't have to re-drill holes. I can reuse the acrylic, and then I can reuse the little wood base I made for it. So there's that. Originally what I showed you was the same thing, but using this piece of acrylic. The tape is covering up the holes I'd previously drilled, and there's a lot of cracking because I didn't do it properly. So what I did with this is it's the same style as the one that's currently installed, but I moved the toggles up above the cracking, so I'll just cut off everything at the top of the blue tape and below. And this will actually be installed over here. Right there. And that'll have control of all the switches that are numbered here. So most of the layout can be controlled from this main section of layout. And here's the back if I haven't shown you. There's the toggle switches, all the grounds. And then when I get the button board, we'll do the same thing we did as with this guy. Now, the original plan was to have everything on these 5x7, and these are all pre-cut scrap at one of the hardware stores in my area. I think it's like Ace Hardware. So, see all these guys that are rolled up, that's what these are all gonna be. But they had some of the larger sizes, so I opted to try in that. And then the other adjustment was made to include, to put the toggles in locations where I had the actual switch machine decoders. So I have a switch 8 over there, and then the other switch 8 is actually kind of right here. So what I'm going to do is all, you know, these switches here and all those switches, everything except the 109 at the end there is controlled by the switch 8. So what I was thinking about doing is just have the button board for the 8 switches, and then since I'm probably going to do a mini panel on that end over here for the yard, I would dedicate one of the inputs and then just route that toggle switch over here so I can operate 109, and then would be an additional toggle switch over here for 109, and then that's 119 by the way, not 109. And then 118 and 120, I know I numbered it weird, would have their local push button controls right over here. So yeah, that is pretty much the work I've done. I'm sure you guys have noticed the RDC from Rapido that I just got yesterday. I'll need to glue on a couple of the underbody details, they fell off. Big whoop. But to toot my horn, it is of course a very nice model. And anyone who knows Southern Pacific knows that everyone who got the Southern Pacific RDC has the exact same one. How special. It was also the top seller. So with that, I will add, speaking of RDCs, my shout out to Mr. Sparky 107. If you don't know Sparky 107, oh dear Lord, you are missing out on life. And YouTube life. If you want someone who will watch all your videos, or at least most of your videos, and then leave a meaningful comment that you can strike up a conversation with, by all means, please do subscribe to Sparky 107. Not to mention, he's a nice guy if you haven't gotten the drift. And his videos, they're pretty fun to watch. He's got a good sense of humor. So I'll put a link into the description of what sparked, pun unintended, the shout out. He wants all his subscribers to do a shout out, and there just might be a wee bit of motivation. I personally don't want the prize, but he set up a second video saying he really wanted people to enter, so I'll enter. And with that, I will bid you all adieu. Happy January 2017. A running type video will be coming shortly.